For the most part, I've been very sick. I've been taking care of him and my mother the very best that I could.
Straight right.
Listen, let me tell you something. Nobody wanted him. You understand? He was, found with lead paint in his system. That's because that's all he was eating, man. She took that boy off the street.
This is Tamara Moore and her boyfriend, William Moore, explaining how much they loved their adopted son, a son found dead in their basement. But what they don't realize is that detectives will receive an autopsy report that completely shatters their blissful fiction.
Your statements and what other people are telling us and what we have, physical evidence just doesn't match up. When I look at this picture, I see something that in my opinion had to be, honestly, I'll be honest, this looks like it's been on him for days.
Now they'll double down, pretending the pictures in front of them don't exist.
According to the coroner, these ligature marks on his neck match up with the same size of the dog collar.
I never put a dog collar on him. JJ would...
At approximately 6:15 p.m. on February 6, 2024, police in Springfield Township, Ohio, raced to 11890 Bell Green Drive after receiving a distressing call. A mother reported that her 16-year-old son was unconscious and not breathing. When officers arrived, they discovered Jeremiah J.J. Moore lying on a cot in the basement laundry room. The teenager, who had autism and was nonverbal, was already deceased. He wore nothing but a T-shirt and what officers described as an absolutely disgusting diaper. The room temperature measured 56 degrees. JJ had been entirely dependent on adults for his care, unable to speak or advocate for himself. He loved his grandmother, who had recently passed away, and attended school regularly until recent months. But as you're about to see, the conditions JJ was found in told a much darker story than a tragic medical emergency. Restraints were strapped to the cot. A dog collar was found underneath, and the autopsy would reveal something that contradicted every word his mother was about to tell police.
So obviously, I know you've been here for a little bit, waiting for us and being patient. We really do appreciate that. You're going through a very tough time, and we're sorry for everything that's happened. Obviously, we just talked to William, and he's expressed that you guys have been going through a lot over the last few months. So, but just so you know, my name is Lieutenant Matt Wilcher, Detective Justin Paulinelli. We obviously work for Springfield Township Police Department here. And we just want to talk to you about, you call him JJ, is that what you guys call him? Okay, we just want to talk to you about, as much as we can to try and learn, how things were for you guys and everything else. But we're probably going to ask you some questions that maybe somebody else has already asked you. Maybe somebody didn't tell us. If you have questions for us, please, by all means, let us know. If you need a break, if you need to do something, if you need to go to the bathroom again, or you want something, please let us know, okay? And again, probably somebody asked you this, but how long... JJ's adopted, is that right? Do you adopt him? Okay.
He was my foster son. He came to me at 11 months. So he's been with me since 11 months.
Gotcha. And you eventually adopted him, is that right?
At 5.
And you legally adopted him at 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is the only place that he's ever lived, so he's always lived here on Bell Green and everything else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you work?
No, disability.
Okay.
I have 3 autoimmune diseases. Okay. And I have been the main caregiver for my mother.
Mm-hmm. And she just passed in around Thanksgiving, is that right?
Yes, we buried her in December.
Are you the main caregiver for JJ as well?
That's correct.
Does William work?
No.
Okay.
He helped me care for Mom. She was paralyzed.
Gotcha. So she couldn't really help do anything with JJ or anything like that either?
No.
And how long have you known William?
We went to prom together. He's older, and then we lost contact, so 30 years.
Okay. So you've known him for probably 30 years? Okay. How long would you guys say you've been dating or engaged?
Dating 13, 14 years.
Okay. And I'm only saying engaged because he said you guys are engaged.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
The 7 years.
So 7 years you've been engaged, you'll say?
Mm-hmm.
How long has he lived with you on Belgreen?
6 years. When I started getting really sick.
Tamara is about to paint a picture of a devoted caregiver juggling 3 autoimmune diseases, a paralyzed mother, and a severely disabled son. She's the hero of her own story. What she doesn't realize yet is that detectives have already walked through her house, seen the basement laundry room, and documented what JJ's care actually looked like. Spoiler alert, it involved a feces-covered cot, restraints, and a locked door. But let's hear her version first.
I kind of think I got an idea of the house because I haven't been there, so I'm only, and that's one of the things that when we ask you questions, I know it might seem a little strange, but it seems like it's a viable house, right? Mm-hmm. There's downstairs at the front door, upstairs, living room, kitchen, bedrooms, back there, downstairs, like the basement area.
JJ was in the basement.
Okay.
We had an electrical problem.
Okay.
Happened October the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
That's the warmest area, and I was told by his doctor to kind of keep him away from like a TV if he had a grand mal seizure or anywhere he could hit his head. And so he had a favorite spot for him was his cot.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't like anyone to touch his cot.
Mm-hmm.
And so we could close the door and it would hold heat.
Okay.
And so I felt like that was the safest spot. If he fell, he wouldn't hit his head or anything. So that's where we put him. So I knew he'd be safe.
Okay.
And he wouldn't have a fear of maybe, even if he hit his head on the washing machine, it wouldn't be as bad as a TV or a dresser.
Okay. Gotcha.
And it'd be warm for him because the house was cold.
It was cold. What was the electrical problem? Was it just some old wiring, things like that?
Yeah. A surge happened in our neighborhood, and they came out. I was waiting for people to work it cooperatively to send someone to help us. We had so much going on.
I understand. You had a lot going on. What was, so JJ is autistic, is that right? Is there anything else that he had going on?
Yes. He has grand mal seizures. He's epileptic. He has a frontal lobe problem. It doesn't spark. So he sees his neurologist just retired, Dr. Shapiro, but he had a pending virtual appointment with a new neurologist at Children's Hospital for this Thursday because he just had a grand mal seizure last night and the night before. I just administered Nasalin, and he seemed to be doing okay, but I just wanted to follow up. Our car caught on fire, and I didn't have transportation, but I wanted to make sure that he was seen. And to make sure that he had grown, and I just wanted to make sure that particular medication suited his growth, because I didn't think it was enough to accommodate it.
When you say medication to suit his growth, he was taking
anti-seizure,
so anti-seizure, okay.
In liquid form. He also sees a psychiatrist. His pediatrician also left the practice. So I was trying to wait to find someone. But he sees his psychiatrist is Dr. Raina Gilmore. He takes sertraline and clonidine.
Okay. When's the last time he saw doctors? Was that recent or?
He sees Dr. Gilmore. We have a virtual appointment every month with her. She checks in every month just to see how he's adjusting with his medication, because with his form of autism, he's basically non-communicative, and he has a lot of self-injurious behaviors. When he's frustrated, He may bite or hit, or so his medication is to kind of keep him calm. And so she's become like a not only a good psychiatrist, but like a friend to him.
Where is Dr. Gilmore at? Where is she?
Central Clinic on Burnett.
Okay.
She even came to my mother's service to comfort him.
Okay. Does he go there, or is that all virtual?
He goes there every once in a while, but
Okay.
monthly she checks him virtually.
Okay.
Just to get an update on how he's doing.
When do you think the last time he was actually in a doctor's office was?
Maybe 6 months ago.
Okay.
For her. Dr. Shapiro, maybe 6 months. He's due now, but Dr. Shapiro retired.
Did anybody ever come to the house? Did you ever have like home health care, anything like that?
No.
Does he have like a case manager or anything like that that helps you with this?
He has a manager with DDS. They don't call. It's very difficult to find someone to help, especially since COVID.
The other one, quote unquote, helping Tamara take care of JJ is William Turner. William has been in an on and off relationship with Tamara since they were teenagers. For the past 6 or 7 years, he's been living in the basement of the Bell Green house, supposedly helping Tamara care for her paralyzed mother. But when it comes to JJ, William has a very different story to tell.
So I'm going to ask you about the house just a little bit. So, mom that passed away, she slept upstairs. She had a bedroom upstairs, right? You said basement suite. And I haven't been to the house, so I don't know. I'm saying I know it's a bi-level. So you go in, front door, steps that go down, steps that go up. Is that right? And then I imagine there's some bedrooms either to the left or to the right when you get to the top of the steps. She stayed up there. The mom that passed stayed up there, and you guys stay downstairs. Gotcha. How many bedrooms are in the house? Do you know?
So 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms. So 2 upstairs and 1 downstairs, or 3 upstairs?
3 upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just rough. Behind her mother, it's just rough, you know.
I understand.
It's definitely.
I know you got a lot going on, and like I said, it's for us to be able to make sure that we do everything that we need to do to cover all the questions that somebody else might ask us.
I understand.
So would you consider the room that you have downstairs, is there a bedroom downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what is he to you? Is he your son, stepson, adopted son?
No, it's my son.
Okay, gotcha.
You know,
And so, if you guys have been together for 10 years and he's 16, so you know him about...
Listen, you know, when I came back into her life,
Mhm.
he was there.
He was there?
When I met her again,
Okay.
he was literally...
So you weren't there from the time that she had him or adopted him?
Yeah. No, I'm saying he was already in her care.
Tell me a little bit about him and his ability to function. Can he walk?
I mean, he has, you know, when he's up, it's like basically he's up. He gets fed. Uses the bathroom.
Gotcha. So that's what I mean. Can he walk? Can he do those things if he has to go to the bathroom? Can he go to the bathroom on his own?
Listen, man. No, he can walk.
Sure. Okay.
That's it. Like, we gotta go with the pamper. We gotta cut it out.
He's gotta wear diapers and stuff.
He sits down, otherwise he'll be all over the wall.
Okay.
Like, so, you know, when he's done, she's gotta clean him. So it's like...
If you had to like pick, I mean, I know he's 16 is his age. Would you say that he mentally, where would you think he is? Do you think he's close to 16, or do you think he's way under that?
No, man.
Okay. And I don't know him. That's why I'm asking. So I don't want to be. I don't want you to think I'm being insincere about it. I just don't know him.
Honestly, maybe a 2, maybe a 3.
Okay. So gotcha.
Basically, you know, before her mother passed, she was looking after, you know, that was their thing. And but she handled him a lot. So it's like, when she was gone, it's like he still, try to get in the room and want to climb into bed, and like it's
Can he talk? Can he verbalize things?
No.
Nothing at all? No words or anything?
Grunting like an animal.
Okay. So, where does he sleep? Does he have a bedroom upstairs, or does he have a bedroom down? Does he stay with you guys downstairs?
He was in the room he was in because, he goes into these fits with her, and he has to be. And the cot that he was in, he could lay straight out. It was just enough room for him where he could lay and stretch without him hurting himself.
So he sleeps on a cot, and is it in the room in the basement? Is there like a bedroom that you guys are in?
There's a room down in the
Okay.
basement, yes.
So he has like a separate room?
Yes.
Okay. But is it like a bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's the room that's down in there. It's basically, there was enough room down there in the laundry room where we can set him down in there. It's heated, and there's no heat. Everything just happened, like, between her mom, the house, and the heat going out, so there's like only a few rooms in the house that can stay warm. So we want to make sure he's okay.
William just described JJ like a household pet, grunting like an animal, can't communicate, has to stay in one room or he'll get into everything. This is a 16-year-old human being who went to school, had teachers, had doctor's appointments. But according to William, he's basically a newborn. But back to Tamara.
I think probably the biggest thing that we want to try to at least figure out is just how things were today, and maybe for the last couple of days, if there were some things that maybe you noticed with JJ. You said he has seizures, so tell me how that kind of works out.
When he has grand mal seizures, he has a lot of falls and he's more aggressive. It was trying to keep him calm and comfortable. So that meant he may soil himself. And so we don't have hot water, so I didn't want him to have a cold shower. So just getting wiped so he wasn't the cleanest that he could be. And just me changing him and giving him, he's not fully potty trained.
Okay.
So me changing his briefs and keeping him calm. But he had back-to-back seizures, but he seemed like last night he was coming to himself. But I still had a concern as to why back-to-back grand mal seizures, and I determined that he's non-communicative, but I believe he was grieving. I believe he was missing my mom.
Upset, sure. When he has seizures, and like you said, it's not normal for him to have back-to-back ones like that, is that something that you call doctors for, or reach out and say, hey, he had 2 back-to-back seizures, this isn't normal? Did you reach out to anybody for those?
I made that appointment. They said, go ahead and make an appointment. We'll try to get you in virtually.
Okay. So you made an appointment yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Would that have been with Dr. Gilmore?
No, that's with the neurology department. It's a new doctor. I can't think of the name. At in Liberty. It's supposed to be for Thursday, I believe, at 11:30.
Gotcha. And you made that with them yesterday because of the grand mal seizures and the back-to-back ones. Okay. Where's his medicine at there? Do you keep it all in the same spot, or?
Pretty much. I gave the other detective, I showed him the prescriptions and gave him the list of medications that he takes.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if there was somewhere, if you kept them in the refrigerator, if you kept them anywhere. Okay, gotcha. So when he had the seizures yesterday, did he fall?
Yes.
Okay. And how did he fall?
He fell forward, and luckily he was downstairs. The day before that, he fell but he didn't hit his head. He like hit his shoulder.
Did he hit his head
He hit
yesterday?
His head, yes.
Here's where Tamara's story starts developing holes. She says she changes his diaper 3 times a day and keeps him clean, but detectives will show her some photos later that tell a very different story. Plus, an autopsy will reveal that JJ's cause of death was absolutely not related to falling and hitting his head.
Are you concerned about, obviously when he has seizures, he can fall or hurt himself or anything? Do you do anything to, if you're asleep or if you're not around, is there something that you do to prevent him from harming himself or falling from the cot?
Yeah, so I move everything away. That's why I'm constantly going up and down the steps, even with my cane. That's why I don't want him in the room up there. It's cold, and it's not safe. It's just not safe. We took the glass. He uses my mom's shower. I took the glass out of the shower, and even though I'm there when he takes a shower, he hates that. But I have to watch him because I'm afraid that if he has a seizure in the shower, he could fall and hurt himself.
Sure.
So,
Is he capable of doing those things on his own? Could he get up and walk into the bathroom, take a shower, take a bath? Could he do those things on his own?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
he wouldn't
he
need
needs
you. I was
assistance.
going to say, would he need you to say, "Let's go do this"? And
Yeah, he would need that.
could he wash himself if he was going to do that?
With assistance, you can say,
Okay.
okay, JJ, wipe your legs, wipe your stomach, wipe your face.
Okay, gotcha. And if he was in his room, he could get up and come upstairs. He was allowed to come upstairs?
Absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. Did you put anything like any soft, like, I don't know, is the basement carpeted? Is that, okay, so it's cement in the basement where he's at? Okay. And again, I haven't been in the house. I will say that I've seen some pictures that one of the detectives that was over there that you probably saw and talked to, I've seen some kind of getting a little bit better idea of some of the things that were there, but I think part of what I'm looking at and trying to see is that there's some things that I think we saw that are concerning for us. And I don't know if this was something normal, and I'm trying to figure out so that way when somebody asks us these questions beyond tonight, and if you're not aware, I don't want to seem insensitive, but obviously they're going to do an autopsy on JJ. They're going to try to figure out what would have happened to him, if this was seizure related, if there was some other medical event that happened, or if there was something else. And when I say something else, that means could somebody have done something to him? And that sounds bad to you, but that's our job. That's our job, is to try and ask questions that if one of the pathologists says, hey, what do you think about this?
Tamara's painting quite the picture of herself as a vigilant caregiver, constantly up and down the stairs, removing hazards, monitoring showers. But the detective knows this is not the case. He's seen some concerning things in that house. Concerning, like horrifying.
What were on the cot, there is like a cloth and like a strap that's on there on both sides of the bed. What are those?
Those were there when he would try to hurt himself.
Okay.
But I didn't keep that on there.
Okay.
That was not working. When he would have a seizure, he would get very aggressive, and it just didn't work.
Okay. So there's like restraints? Is that what they're meant to be? I don't want to put the wrong word out there, but it looked to me like what I could see from the pictures that there were some restraints.
And I didn't like it.
Okay.
That did not help. And
Was that suggested to you by somebody, or was it a doctor? Or? No.
No,
Who was it suggested by?
just a friend.
Okay. Did you ever try using them? No.
No.
Okay.
So did you ever use them on him?
No.
Okay. If William said that JJ stayed in that room all the time because if he was out of that room, he would do stuff and get into everything and trash the house, would that be true?
No.
Okay. So if William said that he had to stay in that room all the time because that was the best place for him to keep him from getting into anything, that wouldn't be true?
was in the state of, after he had a seizure, he would get very aggressive. It was the best and safest place for him then.
But he wouldn't stay in there the whole time.
No.
He would be able to come upstairs and
Yes.
and sit wherever you guys were, hang out with you guys. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. What'd you do today? How did today go? What did you guys do? Did you wake up? JJ wake up? William wake up? Did you guys all wake up at the same time? Different times?
Different times. I had to take care of some things and call my aunt and then check on JJ, but I did not want him to move around as much because he was sick.
Okay. So did he stay in the room most of the day today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he stayed there. He didn't come up or anything like that.
No.
Okay. How often did you check on him today?
I checked on him in the morning, and then when I went back down, I found him.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Were you concerned that if there was anything in the basement that he could get into that could be harmful to him or that would be dangerous for him to be able to be around?
I didn't know he wasn't going to do it. He just didn't.
Okay.
I didn't think about that.
There wasn't anything that you felt was more of a danger for him to be around down there than there would be. You thought his bedroom, just because it was colder,
Yeah.
that was easier?
It was warmer. That's all
Okay.
I was thinking about, is keeping him warm.
Did you have the ability to plug in a heater or anything upstairs?
It goes out. It's just cold. There's no electricity. If you look in the hallway, you cannot turn the hallway light on. The heat goes out upstairs. For some reason, it stays on downstairs.
I don't know if you had an extension cord that you could run up the steps to the room or anything like
It
that.
cuts off.
Right.
It cuts right off.
Because it looked like there was a heater that was in the basement downstairs by the washing machine.
That's the one that
Okay.
stays on.
That stays on.
Mhm.
There wasn't a way to run an extension cord up to the room or anything. No.
I don't know. I'm
Gotcha.
just doing the best I can. I'm sorry.
Sure.
The best she can is about as good as a dog trying to understand particle physics. Here's what police found in the basement of that home: a cement floor, a room temperature of 56 degrees Fahrenheit, a cot covered in feces, restraints strapped to the sides, and a dog collar tucked underneath. The room had a lock on the outside of the door, and JJ was lying there in rigor mortis, wearing nothing but a t-shirt and a diaper that hadn't been changed in days. But it will take another 2 months for detectives to build their case. Finally, in April, Tamara is brought in again, and this time, she'll be leaving the room in handcuffs.
So you understand that you're being charged with murder, okay? You're being charged with murder and endangerment is what it is. And the reason for that is, after our investigation, after the autopsy and everything else, the coroner felt like there was no natural cause for his death. So I want to give you the opportunity to be honest.
Sure.
I can tell you, I know exactly what happened. Okay, I know why he died, how he died, and everything else. I want to give you the opportunity. I know you cared for him. You took care of him his whole life. That was your son. Just tell us what happened and what led up to him dying and how he died.
For the most part, I've been very sick. I've been taking care of him and my mother the very best that I could. That particular morning, I had to find out some information concerning my mom's, whatever she had, and I called my aunt because I was grieving and vomiting violently. I just asked William, can you check on JJ for me? I'm really sick, which I get. I have 3 autoimmune diseases. He said, okay. And what I do when I'm really, really sick like that, I have breakfast bars and applesauce. But he had a seizure the night before. So I was afraid for him to come up the steps, because when he has seizures, he falls and he can hurt himself. He'll be walking, if we're in the store, he'll just fall out. So I didn't want that. The downstairs is the only place that was heated the best, I thought. But as I researched and went down to clean, William had 2 heaters in the family room, which was pulling the heat. Our heat isn't really working adequately.
When you say your heat, your furnace. Is that what you mean?
No, or electricity.
Your electricity. Okay.
All right, the furnace is fine. It's
Okay.
the electricity.
Okay.
So I've been calling to get around to see what we could do. And I put in, I'm sorry, I'm shaking, I'm freezing in here. Working with people working cooperatively to see if I could be on a list for them to help me get that done. So he went down and he said he's fine. And I've spoken with my aunt concerning my mom to ask her, do you know if she has any, anything? Can you tell me anything about any policies or anything? We need to get this done.
For financial help, is that what you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And crying. It's pretty, still grieving the loss of my mother. We just laid her to rest in December. She passed of natural causes. So anyway, later on, she said, well, can you get down the steps? I said, yeah, I need to check on him. I made him something to eat, and I called for him, but I was like, I remember, I don't want him coming up the steps, because if he has a seizure, which he has done, he can fall down the steps. So I said, William, can you check on JJ for me? He was in the van, which he loved to do, just sit in the van. And so I said, Aunt Diana, she said, well, let me talk to him. I said, okay. When I went downstairs, which was later on, when I felt strong enough for myself, because I was very weak as well, I walked down the steps, and I don't know, I freaked out. I thought that I could wake him up. But his lips were blue, and he was cold. That's what I remembered. And I just freaked out. I just wanted my to wake up. I just wanted him to wake up. And so I don't know what she said, I don't know what I said, but I said, I have to get William to help me wake him up. I went to the car, I said, William, something's wrong with JJ, he's still sleeping. I didn't know that he was gone. I didn't know that he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
2 months have passed since that February day, and now detectives have had time to analyze everything: phone records, autopsy results, and the physical evidence from that basement laundry room. And now, Tamara's story is about to fully fall apart.
So let me ask you, in your previous statements, you stated that you went down around 11 o'clock and you checked on him, that he was okay, you gave him some soup, you gave him something to drink,
Yes.
and you gave him his meds, and I believe you said that you changed his pull-up.
No, I did not say that. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I did not change his brief.
You
That
didn't
would have
change
been
his
too
pull-ups that
difficult.
day?
No.
Okay. Okay.
And I was going to do that later.
Okay. So you said that was around 11 o'clock.
I thought so.
And so again, you started talking, you called Aunt Diana at 12:04 p.m. and you talked to her with a few minute break. I mean, you hung up a couple times just for a few minutes. And then you would call her right back. But you talked to her for almost 5.5 hours that afternoon. I know again, going back to your initial statements, you said you went back down around 4-ish,
That's what I
somewhere
thought.
around there.
Yeah.
And that's when you found JJ unresponsive.
Correct.
Now at 4 o'clock, your phone shows that you were on the phone with your Aunt Diana. So again, I'm just trying to create, at this point, it's not that big of a deal, and that's where I just need you to be honest.
Yes.
I mean, you said you found him at 4, you didn't call until 6 initially. That was your initial statement. It's my opinion, through my investigation, that you probably found him around noon, and that's when the phone calls, because you made 15 phone calls between noon and calling 911.
No, I did not find him that late. I thought that William had checked on him. I was calling family members to kind of find out how I could either get this household or get the electrical problem. But I thought that he was okay. I trusted William and thought that he was okay.
Okay. Now, do you know that we went to Atlanta and spoke to your Aunt Diana?
No.
She didn't tell you that?
No.
Okay. We went to Atlanta. We spoke to Aunt Diana because she wouldn't return our phone calls. She's telling us something different. Okay, she stated to us that yes, you called and informed her that Jeremiah had passed.
I was on the phone with her screaming, he's gone and he's unresponsive. He's not listening to me, Aunt Diana.
Okay. So these are just the little things that I'm trying to clear up, because the investigation is showing things that you're telling us that aren't corroborating together. Your statements and what other people are telling us and what we have physical evidence just doesn't match up. That's where I wanted to give you an opportunity today to be honest, because we know why he died. Okay? Do you know why he died?
I don't.
You don't know what would have caused him to die?
The detective already knows the truth. He's seen the autopsy report, and he knows exactly what killed JJ. But he's letting Tamara dig herself deeper with every answer.
Can you talk to me about the lock on the door, on the laundry room door? Were there times where you would put JJ in the laundry room and just lock him in there where he couldn't get out?
No.
What about William?
Probably yes. Yes.
So there was times where JJ would be locked in the laundry room.
The lock was for the dog initially. The lock was for the dog.
Okay. Why was the dog able to open a door?
He put it on there. I don't know.
When you say he, you mean William? Okay. Because that doesn't make much sense, to be honest. I mean, I'm not.
No, it doesn't.
I'm just trying to figure out why the lock would be on the outside of the door for the dog.
He put a lock on the dog.
Now, sometimes when the door knobs are like the vertical kind where they can reach down, okay, I would understand it. But this was a knob that you would have to turn.
I understand, but I never locked that door with JJ in it.
But your statement is there has been times where he has been locked in that laundry room.
William would.
Okay. Do you know for roughly how long or why you would do that?
I don't know. I just kind of surmised. I didn't see him do it, but when I went downstairs and I realized that he could perhaps do that, I just surmised that he would do that.
Okay, but you just said that he did do that, without a doubt, in your mind.
No, not without a doubt.
Okay, so now see, this is where I need you to be more clear. All right, Tammy?
Tamara.
Tamara, okay. I need you to be 100% honest with me. Don't tell me what you think or anything else. I just want to know what you know.
Okay.
So when I ask you, was he ever locked in that room, it's almost a yes or no question answer. And then maybe you could say yes, but William would lock him in there. I never did, or something like that. But be more specific, because I don't want to read into what you're telling me and then be incorrect.
I understand.
Okay. So was he ever locked in that room?
I would never see William lock him personally in the room, but I made an assumption that he must have, yes.
Okay. So you never went down there and found the door locked?
I did not. No.
Okay. Now, did William sleep in the basement?
He did.
Okay, in that bedroom to the right of there? Okay. And you don't know why he would have put that lock on the outside?
I do not.
Okay. What about the restraints on the cot?
The restraints on the cot is when he had his seizures, he would bite and kick, but they didn't really work, so I didn't even use them.
You mean during his seizures?
Correct.
He would bite and kick?
Yes, he would.
Okay.
And it'd be easier to administer his rectal or either his nasal medication.
Okay, is that how you gave it to him? Okay. Did he have both?
Excuse me?
Which one would you use most of the time, the rectal or the nasal?
The nasal.
The nasal, okay. So I'm going to show you some pictures, and I want you to just sort of explain why the marks would be there the way they are. So according to the coroner, okay, obviously those are the restraints that were on the cot. So this is his wrist, and according to the coroner, these markings on his wrist are ligature marks caused by the restraints. I don't know how to turn that off. Can you explain that to me?
I can, but we didn't use these. I quit using them.
You quit using them.
Yeah,
so
they
you
didn't
used
really
them
work.
in the past.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
A couple of times, and then I stopped.
Okay. Is there a reason why you left them there, or you didn't take them off, or? I'm just trying to understand.
I understand.
Okay.
I just didn't take them off.
Okay. How long ago when was the last time you used them?
Probably last year.
Last year? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you would use them when he had seizures, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Only to administer his medications for my safety.
Okay. So you put him in the restraints, give him his medication, and then would you leave him in the restraints until he calmed down?
He would calm down immediately.
Okay, because I know your statements were after a seizure he'd get aggressive. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
It would be, yes. Okay. And then once the medicine kicked in, he would calm down.
Okay, so you kept him in the restraints just as long until he calmed down.
Correct.
And then you take him out of the restraints. Okay. So he never was left in the room with restraints on him or anything like that?
Never, ever, ever.
Okay. When he would get aggressive, would you put him in the laundry room and lock the door?
Absolutely
so he
not.
Come after you?
No.
Or William?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So let me ask you this. I know you had a dog, and we found this dog collar right underneath the head of his cot. Okay. And again, according to the coroner, these ligature marks on his neck match up with the same size of the dog collar. So
I never put a dog collar on him. JJ would scratch himself.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to understand because obviously the coroner's telling us something,
right.
And she's saying that these ligature marks have the same size as this dog collar.
No, that is not. Okay, I understand.
Okay, but you're saying you never used that to hold him down or anything else? Okay.
Never.
All right.
Tamara admitted she used the restraints, but claimed she stopped last year. Yet the ligature marks on JJ's wrist are fresh, recent injuries. And that dog collar under the cot? Pure coincidence, apparently. JJ just happened to have matching marks on his neck, the exact width of that collar. Maybe he was scratching himself with it. The mental gymnastics required to believe Tamara's explanation could win Olympic gold.
So here's just something else I wanted to show you real quick. Obviously, you say you put him down in the basement because that was the warmest spot and the safest spot. When the coroner got there, and I will be the first to tell you, we did have the front door open for a few minutes to try to air it out a little bit because the smell of the mothballs was getting to us. So this was the ambient air temperature of the laundry room when the coroner showed up. So obviously, it was 56.4 degrees in the basement. And then we know you had that fireplace going upstairs, and when we looked at the thermostat on upstairs, it was like 74 degrees upstairs.
Right, it doesn't. It goes in and out, the electricity. So my room is freezing. That has been the only room.
Your room upstairs?
Upstairs, yes. Okay. That stays warm.
What room stays warm?
Downstairs.
So the laundry room's the only room that stays warm?
But you can close it and kind of keep the door cracked, and he had a heater in there.
Okay.
I don't know why it was that cold that day, because it's a heater in there. He's usually warmer than I am.
Okay. All right. So let me see what else. So you don't know why he would have died?
No.
Or what caused him to die?
I don't.
Okay. Now, obviously, when we found him, I know you said you went down and you fed him that morning some soup and gave him his meds and everything else. When we got there at 6 o'clock, I don't know if you remember or...
I don't.
But the condition of the cot and the condition that he was in was pretty bad. I mean, this is like a picture of the cot, with his feces.
I didn't even see that. That wasn't like that.
Okay. And then, well, that's when we got there. Those are our pictures when we got there at 6 o'clock. This was his diaper, or his pull-up.
Yeah, that wasn't like that.
Obviously, that's pretty old, though.
Yeah. That wasn't like that. He stays clean. I take care of my son.
Well, the thing, again, I'm trying to understand, because when I look at this picture, I see something that, in my opinion, had to be, I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, this looks like it's been on him for days.
No, no.
I mean, with the dried up
I see that.
feces and,
No.
you know, everything else here.
No,
Okay.
no.
So when was the last time you think you changed his
The
blood?
day before.
So, okay.
The day that he had the seizure.
Okay. Do you know around what time?
I don't.
All right. Because again, I'm not trying to upset you, but I want you to understand why I'm asking you these questions.
I understand.
Obviously, that's what was on the cot. You know, I mean, the cot was pretty bad. So I'm just trying to get a better understanding, help me understand. Because when I look at these pictures, I think, okay, his pull-up hadn't been changed for days. You know,
it's never
I mean,
been.
he had feces all over him, his shirt, his arms, his hands, his legs.
I don't even, when I went down there, I don't even remember seeing any feces on him. I don't know where my mind was, but I don't remember that. When I remember rocking him, I don't remember seeing any feces on him.
When you say rocking him, can you
To try to wake him up.
Okay. So when you went to go wake him up, do you know what rigor mortis is?
I do.
Okay. So, you know, rigor mortis is when you're stiff. When you rocked him, was he stiff?
I can't tell you. I don't
You
know.
don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
But he is always kept really clean, changed. He's never had feces on him. That's never been part of what I do. I've
Okay.
given everything to him, and tried everything to take care of him.
Now, I know in the interview, the first interview you gave us, you mentioned how you've sacrificed your life.
Yes.
You felt like you sacrificed your life
That's what parents
to
do.
be able to take care of JJ and your mother.
Correct. And I would do it again.
For 2 months, Tamara has insisted she fed JJ that morning. She described the soup, the medication, checking on him, all of that. But now, the detective is about to reveal what the medical examiner found, and it's going to make every single word out of Tamara's mouth look like exactly what it is, a lie.
So I'm just going to show you these pictures. Obviously, there was electric in the house, correct? Because the refrigerators were working. And obviously you had tons of food in multiple refrigerators. Those are
not mine downstairs. Those are not mine. The refrigerators are not mine downstairs. Those are Williams.
Okay, so you didn't share food together, or?
No.
Well, I'm just asking, so the food in this refrigerator, William wouldn't eat?
Yeah, he would eat our food.
Okay,
but he had his own food.
Okay, so he wouldn't allow you to go down there and eat your food?
No.
But your refrigerator you had plenty of food, correct?
Yes.
So that wasn't an issue where you couldn't afford food or anything like that?
I was struggling. My aunt and family members would send food, but...
Send food or just send money for food?
No, Instacart. Especially when my
so
mother
they would
passed.
order it through like Kroger's or something? Okay. But food wasn't an issue?
Never.
Okay, so that wasn't a problem?
No.
So if I tell you that JJ, the cause of death for JJ was that he starved to death, would you be able to explain that to me? Why?
I couldn't explain that. He ate all the time.
Well, I know he had pica, so he wanted to eat all the time, correct?
Yes, he had pica.
Yeah. Did you have a funeral for JJ? Was there a funeral?
No.
Okay. What did you do with his body?
He's in an urn. He's been cremated.
Okay. So again, we believe that the cause of death was starvation, which means that he wouldn't have eaten anything for, if not days, weeks. And he would have been very weak there at the end. Let me finish real quick, because I want you to understand what we know, so you can. I honestly I think you know the truth.
I don't.
You know the truth.
I don't.
And I want to give you the opportunity to be honest.
Sure.
Because we know the truth. And the truth is that he hadn't eaten or drank anything in days.
That's not true.
if not weeks.
That's not true.
So towards the end of his life, he would have been very weak.
No.
He wouldn't have been able to get up and walk around.
That's not true. That's not true. That's absolutely not true.
The autopsy report showed that there was no food at all in JJ's 21 feet of intestines. It's possible he hadn't had any food at all in weeks, but Tamara is oblivious to this.
And let me say this. I was struggling financially. My aunt helped. I got $15 a month in food stamps. William ate and got food stamps on his own and did what he wanted to do. When he was going to hospital, they changed his medication because JJ's appetite decreased. I would give him food all the time. Sometimes he would want to eat and sometimes he wouldn't. I had an appointment coming up the next day to talk to a new neurologist to kind of see, well, where are we at with his weight? What can we do to increase it? What can I do?
With his weight?
Yes, with his weight.
Okay.
But I've never
So did you notice a weight loss?
I thought he was gaining, and then when my mom passed, I saw him. It was a concern of mine, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I put it out, and he would just not want to eat, and I thought maybe he was going through some kind of depression. But not eating, not for weeks, no, that is not true. That is not true whatsoever. That is not true.
Okay. So let me ask you, when your mom was alive, was she the primary caregiver for JJ? Like,
No.
did she, I mean, obviously you couldn't drive, correct?
Right.
So your mom would drive him to school when he went
She
to
would
ABS.
drive him to school,
and
yes. Mm-hmm.
she would drive him to doctor appointments, and she would.
A few.
Is she the one that would get his lunch ready for school?
Never.
Or get him dressed?
Never.
Or any of that?
Never.
Okay. So you're saying you did all that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Most of the correspondence, like with doctors, when you spoke to the doctors, and I'm talking when your mom was alive and healthy, who were those conversations with mostly?
I'm sorry, Woody.
So if you spoke to a doctor, would it be you talking to the doctor, your mom talking to the doctor, or would it be both of you?
If I wasn't there, we would do a conference call.
Okay.
And I would be the main one talking to the doctor.
Okay. So your mom, how much involvement did your mom have in taking care of JJ?
About 30%.
30?
She didn't buy clothes. She didn't get him dressed. She just was mostly the transporter.
Okay. All right. Real quick, I don't mean to pry too much, but so what happened to your mom?
She got sick.
Did something happen to her, or did she have a stroke, or? So she had a stroke? Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you think we need to know? Obviously, I've sort of laid down the groundwork, trying to get to the bottom of what happened. This is the type of case where, we depend on other professional opinions. This isn't like a shooting or anything like that. So we rely a lot on the doctors and everything else. So if there's something that you can do to help us, I want to give you the opportunity to tell us what happened, why, how, when, and everything else. And
That's the summation of what I can say.
okay.
I didn't know that was the cause. I didn't know that that was what was going on. I did see that he had gained and then he was losing, and I knew that there would be times that he wouldn't want to eat, and I thought that he was going through some depression. I made an appointment with a neurologist because the last medication made his appetite decrease. But I fed him.
But she didn't feed him. He died of starvation. Full stop. Let's go back to William for one final denial of all responsibility as he continues to stand up for Tamara.
I guess the big thing is, you don't think anybody would have done anything to hurt him, do you? You don't think that she would have intentionally hurt him as a result of being frustrated or anything?
Let me tell you something, man. Nobody wanted him. Understand? He was, fine with lead paint in his system, eating. That's that's all he was eating, man. She took that boy off the street. She loved him, but, you know, it wasn't just him. It was him and a couple others. But he was the one that she kept, so.
For months after these interrogations, Tamara Moore maintained her innocence. She hired attorney Clyde Bennett II to defend her against charges of murder and endangerment. A trial was scheduled for April 28, 2025, and prosecutors offered her a plea deal. Plead guilty to involuntary manslaughter and endangerment in exchange for a recommended sentence of 15 years. Tamara rejected the deal. She fired her attorney just 3 days before trial, telling the judge there was a fundamental difference in how the case should proceed. Her attorney stated he could no longer represent someone who doesn't believe what I'm saying. But reality eventually caught up with Tamara Moore. On November 8, 2025, just days before a new trial date, Tamara appeared in Hamilton County Court and changed her plea to guilty. She pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and endangering children, the same deal she had rejected months earlier. Judge Jody Lubers sentenced Tamara to 15 to 20 and a half years in prison. She is currently serving her sentence in an Ohio correctional facility with no possibility of parole before 15 years. Her boyfriend, William Turnage, had already been sentenced months earlier. In August 2025, after pleading guilty to the same charges, he received 11 to 15 years in prison. During his sentencing, Judge Lubers called him nothing but a monster who would have to live with this for the rest of your life. JJ's former teacher, Alicia Logeman, attended both sentencing hearings. She told the court she plans to ensure that Jeremiah is laid to rest with his grandmother, Lavinia, the person who truly cared for him. Our thoughts are with everyone who knew and loved Jeremiah Moore. He deserved so much better. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here.